How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, where we're bringing Brabham back to the very top of Formula 1. Last round we had the Austrian Grand Prix, and we were stuck in a bit of limbo really. We weren't quite as quick as Ricciardo in the pack ahead, and the guys behind me managed to gap early in the race, and the race kind of stagnated from there. We came under a little bit of pressure from Ocon, but other than that, it was an okay finish. P11 with Stroll making a DNF, and we have officially kept Mick on board the team for the rest of the season. Now it's in to the Silverstone Grand Prix, and what an ending to the real-life Grand Prix it was last night. It's Monday here as I'm recording this, and I watched it last night over in Australia, and it was such a boring race up until those final laps, with Bottas getting a puncture and Hamilton finishing on three wheels. I was quite curious to see if Hamilton's car was legal, with the damage that might have been caused, or the weight issue, because obviously the tyre carcasses kind of come apart. So has that shredded weight from the car? Is it legal? Is it not? But it seems like it was okay for him, and he got the win basically on three wheels, which is absolutely nuts. And you can almost congratulate him now with a 30-point lead on a 7th World Championship. Let me know what you think Hamilton will do. My opinion is that he's going to win it this year. He'll probably win it next year, and then he'll back out. He'll leave before the rule changes come in, and he'll go out on a high. Greatest ever. That's what's going to happen. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let's get into the episode. Now, our team acclaim has gone up to level 10, which means we can choose a brand new sponsor. I'm going to have a little look through, and then we'll choose who we bring in to boost our income up weekly and get an achievable goal bonus as well to really bring in that cash and upgrade our developments to the team. I'm going to go with Quest. It says complete a race with no DNFs within the team. I feel like that's achievable. Maybe we get unlucky, but we should be able to complete that almost every single race. The goal bonus is nearly 200k, and our weekly income is 156k, which I think is pretty good for an achievable goal. I'm also going to make a change now that we have spent our money on Mick, and I'm going to improve the build time of our chassis department. I think it's going to be a really important place to improve. The chassis is not good enough at the moment. Our aero, we've got a major aero package coming in, I think, after this round, so hopefully that'll come in and help us out, but I feel like the chassis needs to be worked on quite a lot, and if we can upgrade it and increase the build time, then we can get these upgrades in quicker and improve our car faster and faster. Here we are. This is a lap from practice 3. For whatever reason, the recording didn't quite work for qualifying, so I'll talk about qualifying in this video just to have a bit of something in the background. But yeah, qualifying was very, very average, as P22 and last. Wasn't even as quick as Latifi, I don't think, which is an absolute shame. But for some reason, I felt like I was doing okay. I was right on the limit. I felt like I gave everything with the car. Setup felt reasonable, not great. I made a few mistakes, you can see, through Luffield, and it was a shame because I felt like I maximised what I gave the car, but it seemed like the AI are really, really strong at this circuit for whatever reason, and I'm not too sure why. I mean, I was quite a way off Mick, which is unrealistic. Normally we're a lot quicker than him, so maybe it was just the way I was driving, maybe it is the issues with the AI being particularly fast here, so we'll have to wait and see how the race goes, but hopefully we can have a good one. So kept practicing, which was weird. In practice, I was able to do the practice program for qualifying, and then in qualifying, I was really slow, which was a bit of a shame, really. This is a lap here. I ran a bit wide at Stowe, and then for whatever reason, I went blank, and you can see Albon there cutting right through me, and then managed to get it past, which is okay. But yep, into the race, and hopefully we can have a good one. Here we are for the start of the Silverstone Grand Prix. Qualifying was pretty atrocious, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure how much more I could get out of that lap, and I was so far off. I was well over a second behind Mick. I was going to ask you guys, I haven't changed the difficulty at all from Austria, where we finished P11, qualified quite well, P14, to here, and I'm just wondering if you guys have experienced Silverstone to be a really strong track for the AI. I'm not too sure. This is the first time I've raced here in the game, so I'm not too sure if you guys have experienced the same as I have, because I was surprised to be this slow. Williams are quite far away from us, and even Mick, I'm always quicker than Mick, pretty much, and I'm more than a second off him, which is a bit ridiculous, really, but I'm not sure how much I could have got out of the lap. I haven't changed the difficulty, so we may be in for hopefully not a boring race. Maybe the AI have performed a bit better in qualifying than they have in the races, hopefully, so we'll have to wait and see. but hopefully it's just as exciting as the race in real life. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about Hamilton, what's going to happen with him. Will he bow out on a high like Rosberg did, just with a lot more World Championships? So let's get into the strategy. Says it's going to be a one-stop. The hard tyre I really didn't get on with that well in practice, so I'm going to stay with soft to medium, go aggressive. Tyre wear's obviously very high in the real world, but actually in the game it's not that bad, so I think we'll definitely be able to get away with a soft to medium, and I'll change the laps a little bit for the fuel and see if we can get away with being a bit lighter at the start as well. Here we go, plumb last. Hopefully we can get a good start. Decent enough. Oh, Russell's had to back out of it there. Maybe we can just sneak up the inside of Stroll. I mean, I've gone through there on lap 1 quicker in a Porsche, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. I'll send one up the inside here. Yeah, we'll just send that. Why not? Why not? We need to get track position here. They're all coming. Okay, we're just going to get driven off the circuit. Cheers, Mags. And Latifi's had a blinder of a start around the outside. We'll take that. Gonna go inside, outside maybe. Ran a bit wide. Decent enough start to P18. We were 22nd, so that's not too bad. We're up ahead of a fair few cars. Got to pass Mick. Tiny little lift through there. And then we can set our sights on keeping up with this pack ahead. Can you believe, as well, apparently in the real race, into Stowe, which is the corner coming up now, the Mercedes weren't even braking in qualifying. Like, to me that is actually nuts. To not even brake for Stowe after such a long straight ahead is crazy. I always find the AI are really good on acceleration. Oh, Mick's in the pits for some reason. Must have had damage on the first lap. Flat through turn 1, flat through turn 2, and then braking. Third gear. You can roll a bit of speed through there if you need to. Short shift up, and then down the straight. Use a bit of ERS to try and catch up. We're not quick. We are not quick at all, but as the two Haas cars are battling away in front. Magnussen unlucky with Albon's clash. Albon definitely in the wrong. He did make a mistake, but I think you got to be very lucky to actually get through someone there. As Magnussen locks up, use a bit of ERS, try and catch up to these two as they are battling. Understeer City. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, Stroll's just been able to send one up the inside of Luffield as I'm understeering wide. I know he's in a racing point and the car's very good, but even still, that shouldn't be happening. Having to lift through there, change down, because now I'm under the pump from the two Williams cars, and this is going to be our race. I mean, look at that. I've just got so much understeer. I'm trying to get on the throttle. Somehow that's not track limits. Trying to get this stopped. I mean, it's just I don't know what is going on here. I haven't felt this slow for a while. I mean, look at that. Trying to turn it in and it's just not doing anything. I tried to change the setup. Didn't really work, so we've gone pretty standard, and this is where we're going to be, unfortunately. Turned it too early there. I feel like I'm driving this thing like I drove the Porsche round here last year. Honestly, I'm having to stop and rotate the car so much I can't carry any speed. And I can't tell if it's the aero that's really struggling. We do have a major aero package update coming soon, or whether it's the chassis. Now, through sections like this, trying to get the car turned, Luffield, that long right-hander that's coming up in a sec after Brooklands, is typically a chassis corner rather than aero like Maggots, Beckett's, Cops. You can see that I'm just trying to get it turned and it's just not doing anything. I'm understeering so much. And the Williams are quite far behind from us in the development race. And AlphaTauri were meant to be just ahead, but it seems like everyone's made a jump on us, or this is just a track where the AI are incredibly strong, and maybe I should have changed the difficulty. I don't know, I don't want to change the difficulty too much, but you can see the Williams are usually miles off us, and now I'm coming under massive pressure. Trying to get this thing turned. And Luffield is the worst place if you've got understeer. He's one of the worst corners in the world if you've got heaps of understeer. You're not sending that up the inside into Cops, surely not. Didn't think so, mate. I mean, look at the gaps ahead. It's just ridiculous. And I don't understand why they're so strong here. The last few Grand Prix, I felt like we were really making progress, and now I feel like we're way off, and I'm thinking about changing difficulties and all sorts, and probably would have gone to the next Grand Prix and been way too quick. So let me know if you've experienced this before as well, where the AI is specifically quick around Silverstone. I don't know, but I'm really struggling right now. The car didn't feel great, but you know, this is a track that I know so well. I've been around here so many times. I've raced here, I've won here, and we're struggling massively. I mean, the run he gets on me there is just outrageous. Shouldn't have to defend into Stowe. Trying to get the car turned, it's just not having any of it. I had DRS on them as well. People in front, I had DRS. They're going to come stream past. I'm going as hard on the inside as possible. Hope that he doesn't try and swing it around the outside. Oh, I've evaporated myself. That is so bad. Now I'm going to come under the pump from George here. Oh, how do they get such a good run out of there? Oh, we've made a bit of contact. How's he hung it around the outside of there? We are under so much pressure. You see Latifi's just driving away from me. I haven't got anything to combat this. Latifi's managed to gap me in a few corners, and I'm out of DRS range on a Williams. Now bear in mind, after this race, we'll look at the third gear through Brooklands, is just so stupid. Should be fourth gear all day long. It's third gear in a Porsche Cup car. Should not be fourth gear, third gear even, in a Formula 1 car. Well, we're in the pits. Ocon's behind. Schumacher had to pit early for some reason. Not too sure why, but hopefully the medium tyre is going to serve us better. But with the pace that the others had, I'm really concerned that they're going to get out ahead of me, and we're going to be sat in second last with Mick last, and it's going to be a terrible, terrible weekend for the team. We've pitted, and Mick has come out in front of me. I just turned in way too early there. I actually had loads more grip than I thought I was going to have. Mick is in front of us. Now, if we can't catch him, which we've been consistently faster than him, and he hasn't improved all that much. Now, bear in mind, his tyres will be a bit older, a fair bit older than ours. He's on the soft, so he will pit again. It's not a bad shout, soft, unless he didn't change tyres, but I'd be surprised about that. Gap's 2.4. I'm interested to see where we come out in comparison to the Williams too. Flat through Cops, such a wicked corner to drive, and this section, Maggots Beckett's, in a Formula car, Formula 3 or something like that even. You can't believe how quick it is crazy. Even in the Porsche last year, it was unbelievable. Cars moving around every single corner, so much fun. Schumacher's got a problem. He's coming into the pits now. If he DNFs, I'll be fuming, because we've just had a new sponsor come on board, no DNFs. I don't care if you finish last, Nick, just do not DNF, for God's sake. Latifi's coming out the pits now, and it is going to be so tight on the exit. Hang it around the outside, that's a great move. That is a great move. Get track position, ERS. Oh, I've got DRS as well. Lovely. They're so quick out of Luffield, it just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense why they're so quick out of there. I've short shift because I'm oversteering, and they seem to just be able to drive out of the corner no problem whatsoever. I'm out of ERS. Gonna have to just defend super hard. Try and get to the apex. Run him a little bit wide, didn't really work out, but trying to get on the throttle there. And they actually are quicker through this flat right-hander, which is flat in nearly every car I've ever driven round this circuit. Only in the wet, maybe, in the Porsche, it's not flat, but even then it's bloody close to it, depending on the grip levels on the day. 20 seconds back from Grosjean is atrocious. No offense to Grosjean, but, I mean, normally we're a lot quicker than this. Also, what do you think of Grosjean's driving? I think he deserved a penalty. You can't move under braking in the way that he did in the races this weekend just gone, so... Like, how do they got so much pace out there? Doesn't make any sense. It's a kink. It's as if it's programmed in as a full corner and they somehow managed to go quicker. I don't know, it's so strange. Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But I'm just under pressure this whole race from a car that in the performance index is a lot slower than us. Try and get that stop in fifth gear. I'm gonna have to push super hard into Stowe. Okay. Oh, and Russell's right there. Get that stopped. See if we can hang this around the outside. Just about. My God. I'm coming under so much pressure here. You'd think the Latifi would give a little bit of room on the inside of Stowe. You can go around the outside of people there, so you'd think he'd leave just a touch of room, but obviously felt like he didn't need to do that, so... How's he got so much pace? Just out of that final corner, just like rips past me. I'm flat. This is what I don't understand. I'm flat through some of these corners that they're quicker than me. That's terrible, as I'm trying to talk and drive at the same time. Some of these corners that they're quicker than are flat for both cars. So for whatever reason, either in the setup or just the nature of their car, they seem to be able to get more pace out of it. Like, out of that last corner is certainly one of them. Out of Luffield here, they don't pull up to me now, but through this kink here, they seem to just pull in a bit at each lap. I can't figure out why. Russell's got past Latifi now. Now look at that. I'd love to know why and how, as if Russell, come on, man. How are they so much faster through that little kink? It's flat. It's flat in a surprisingly large amount of cars. And for some reason, is he more flat than I am? Do I need to press the pedal harder? I really don't understand. It's so frustrating. Because it's not a corner I can do anything about, as I've just been hit up the back. As I've run a bit wide, and he's messed himself up there, Russell, because he's caused himself damage by running into the back of me. Perez is DNF, so we'll go up one place here. Oh, now Schumacher's out of the race. Mick, you had one job and it was literally to finish the race. It's starting to become like the race in real life. Towards the end of the race, everyone's coming off and having problems. I mean, we're 30 seconds behind the Haas cars. And now Latifi's hit me. I know I'm slow, Latifi. I know we're rubbish. But come on, surely you can figure this out. There's Mick stricken Brabham car on the side of the road. That means no sponsor bonus from our new sponsor Quest. They'll be fuming. 2 laps to go. I mean, like, I'm quick through there for some reason, even though it's both flat for us. Had to use ERS just to be quicker than him through there. Mercedes are coming. It's a shame they're not overtaking us to really finish the race, but Latifi's pulled over. I'm going to see if I can wait until the next corner, next series of corners to let him go. Latifi's still right up behind me. This should be the end of the race, surely, for us. There we go. End of the race. Bottas lap ahead, so 18th. I'm glad that's over with, because that was an atrocious race. Lance Stroll, driver of the day. Don't know where he finished, but fair play to him. But I genuinely think Mercedes on 3 wheels was quicker than we were in that race. It just felt horrendous, and I don't know whether the AI are just that much better. Bottas wins the race, extending his lead in the championship as well, ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc by the looks of things. Mercedes always celebrating. That car is just phenomenal. Let me know what you think. My opinion of I watched Hamilton's pole lap, and it looks too easy. It is phenomenally quick, don't get me wrong, and it takes serious bottle to even attempt to take some of these corners flat. But I miss watching Senna and Prost and those guys, seeing videos of them hustling and really having to work the car to be quicker than everyone else rather than it looking a bit artificial. Let me know what you think about that as well, because that's my opinion on it. I miss seeing drivers really hassle a race car around a track. There's no sideways movement. But there we have it. Vettel on the podium for Ferrari. He's having a mountain of struggles at the moment. Silverstone was not good for him. And hopefully next weekend will be better for us in the next round, because that was appalling. So there we have it. The end of Silverstone and P18 for us. Mick with a DNF, which wasn't good. We were lucky to get a P18, to be honest with you. Russell hit us up the back. Latifi also hit us, but got lucky, didn't get wing damage. And we were so-so. Look at our best time, 29.6. Mick was a second faster than us. You've got Magnussen, who's nearly 2 seconds faster than us. That never happens. That hasn't happened in any race so far this year. So I'm pretty confident that the AI are just particularly strong here. And maybe our car could be better. We have got an upgrade coming for the next round. So hopefully that'll come in. But really struggled there and not happy. It wasn't good enough. Qualified last and salvaged a P18, which really isn't good. Gasly in 13th will go ahead of us in the rivalry, I think, so not good at all. But let's look at the highlights. Got an okay start, managed to get past a few, managed to send it up the inside of a couple, but it was pretty clear early on as we head through turn 1. It should be a lot faster than that, really. Got hung out to dry a little bit, managed to send it up the inside of a few, decided to go, got hung out to dry here as we were 3 wide going through the corner. Managed to hang it around the outside of the Williams there, I think it was Latifi there, and we had Stroll behind us, or Perez, I can't remember which one, but they had so much more pace, and you could see Grosjean towards the middle to the end of the race. They're a second faster than us per lap. See us battling. I don't know how they are so fast through that kink. It does not make any sense to me. It's a flat out corner. It's flat in a Porsche Cup car. It's obviously flat in a Formula 1 car. It's not even a corner. So it's crazy to think that they were quicker than us through there. Through turn 1, flat out. Through turn 2, flat out. And this was a good move. This helped us secure P18 around that outside of Latifi. A little bit of sideways action, but then from this point onwards, I was just defending so hard. I had nothing. The Williams were quicker. If I wasn't holding them up and defending quite well and using my ERS effectively, they would have got past, and I think they would have cleared off, to be honest with you. Had to come under severe pressure. Through Cops, unbelievable corner in something with aero, so fast. And then you can see here, under so much pressure, try to switch it up the inside there, and Russell hit us, managed to just get the car stopped, but we were so lucky. We were so lucky to finish P18. Really, we were the last car on the grid, as you saw in qualifying, and that was the same in the race. Coming under pressure from Russell now into Stowe, and I'm interested to see what happened here. I mean, he's just run into the back of me. I don't really know what's happened there. I've just slowed down to try and get the car stopped, and he's just run into the back of us. But there we have it. End of the race. Bottas winning the race. Hamilton from Vettel, and then Leclerc, Verstappen, Albon. Let's have a look at the standings while we're here. Bottas, 18-point gap now. That's a good lead for him. He's been really strong. We're still 12th. We have dropped down behind Lando Norris and Sainz, but that's to be expected. And then we'll have a look at the constructors. We're still ahead of Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri and Haas. But if we continue to perform like that, it's not going to last long, and we'll be back there with Williams in no time. Time for R&D. Now, this is a massive area that we need to improve, the chassis department. I'm going to go for a monocoque structure weight reduction. That is going to help us massively. You can see how much it's going to help us get ahead of the AlphaTauris, even up towards Haas, which would be brilliant for us. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to spend a fair bit of resource points on that, but that's going to help us a lot. As you can see, we are going to take another jump. We've had a few upgrades come in, which is great. But if you look at the index, we should be a lot closer than a second off Haas, and AlphaTauri were even quicker. We were slower than Williams, and they are so far behind us in that index. It's crazy. So hopefully Hungary will be better for us. I'm really hoping that it's going to be closer, because we are starting to creep towards that midfield in development, but it really didn't feel like it in that last race. Haas have made some major upgrades, and I think it's time to really invest in the car a bit more, heading into Singapore and those sorts of races where we can try and... If I go to Singapore and the car's not good, then we need to really fix that up, and hopefully some upgrades will come in. We'll do some major upgrades and get this car into that midfield, because we've been lagging behind a little bit in comparison to a lot of the others in reality. And that is where I'm going to leave the episode for today. Really struggled at Silverstone, had no pace whatsoever. Let me know what you think about the AI, if they are particularly fast. You looked at the index literally just before, and we shouldn't have really been that far off. I felt like I was pushing to my absolute maximum of what the car was capable of doing, and we were so far off, it was a bit of a joke really. So hopefully for the next round we'll be a little bit better, but we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully we'll have a better one in Hungary. As always, thank you ever so much for watching the videos. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more F1 2020 content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.